Hi, everybody. So, I had this strange desire to put fluorescent purple lipstick on. I don't know. Sometimes you have this urge to look weird. But anyway, I wanted to talk about motivations and disordered thinking in the mind of the person that was born to a narcissistic parent or is in a capture bond with the narcissist. It doesn't matter if they're their spouse, if they're a friend. Basically, when you instill your trust in them, they start doing something called projective identification. I covered that in the last video. Now, the disordered thinking, within the child especially, but also within people that are close to the narcissist, comes from this lack of self-identification. So the child has a lack of self-identification. A codependent adult, a lot of the times, has a lack of self-identification. They don't know what their motives are. They don't know why they're doing what they're doing. Many times they do things not because they want to do them or not because they're motivated to do them, but because society at large tells them to do them. So this codependency, maybe they watch a lot of soap operas, maybe they watch a lot of media shows and documentaries. They need to know what the outside world is doing because of their lack of self-identity. And a lot of the times, people victims of narcissism go through life without any aims, without any goals, and they feel it and they know it. And then they're aware that they are directionless. But because of this pathological person projecting their views onto them for a long period of time, it's very difficult for them to know who they are, because as is, they didn't have a strong identity, and all of these negative associations were thrown at them by the narcissist to make them feel worthless, to make them feel that the outside world does not appreciate them and cannot appreciate them because they're such horrible people. And back to the talk of the child, because it's very important, and it's an important example, because it's the best example. If you are related to a narcissist and they tell you all these horrible things about yourself, which is a projection of their own internal hatred of themselves, this hatred of themselves that is just unending, then you don't look at it like, okay, this is a person that's projecting their what they really feel onto me. You just accept that what they're saying is true because society gaslights you again into thinking that your parents are the people that want what's best for you. And so you internalize these flawed scripts about who you are. I've heard people talk about how narcissistic mothers tell them that they never will amount to anything. Narcissistic fathers will tell their sons that they're dummies, that they can't learn, that they're only built for certain tasks, that they know them better than the person knows themselves. So the narcissist wants to make other people into a repository of their internal insecurities and their unending insecurities about themselves. Because if they can convince other people that they are worthless, then they'll just maybe feel a little bit better about feeling worthless. And their self-esteem needs to be incredibly low, because they don't even believe that they can work towards a better version of themselves. They just feel so inadequate that they have to resort to destroying the self-concepts of other people in order to feel in order to feel on the same level as them. And that's why narcissism is very dangerous. You have to get away from narcissists, because the constant negativity, the constant negative energy that they're going to throw at you eventually, and it doesn't even matter if it's about you, it could be about other people, wears on you. It puts you on a lower vibrational frequency. It tears into your energy repositories. And no amount of wanting to fix this person will ever change them. And you're only going to end up losing energy in the process. It's like banging your head against a wall. And narcissists instill this kind of dual identity in you as a child, because on the one hand, you know who you are away from the narcissist. Let's say you're a straight A student. Let's say you have lots of friends. Let's say your teachers like you. Let's say adults tell you that you're talented that are not related to you directly. And then this narcissist is telling you exactly the opposite of what everybody else is telling you. And many times they will appropriate the good qualities of their children in order to get narcissistic supply. So they'll boast of their academic accomplishments. And the child wants to prove to their parent that they are a good person or that they are worthy of love. So many times children of narcissists will be incredibly conscientious in school, are going to work very, 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 very hard to get that one comment out of their parent when the parent is sitting with their friends about how smart their daughter or son is. But in private, they will continue to give you a dual message that has nothing to do with your reality. And this leads to deformity in a person's character, because they don't know who they are. Are they the person that is getting straight A's and is like a good person and whose teachers praise them and who enjoys school and who enjoys improving? Or are they the witless, untalented, stupid, ugly version of themselves that the narcissist tells them that they are? And since it's their mother, it must be true, or if it's their father, it must be true. So the person ends up with a kind of an amorphous self-concept. They're not confident in who they are. And this is a huge tragedy. Everybody on this planet is good at something, and everybody in this planet has the potential to improve themselves. But if you have a lack of confidence in your abilities to change, or your lack of confidence in your abilities to improve, and if it seems as though your environment is telling you that you're shit no matter what happens, then you lose the traction that you need to be a confident adult, to be an adult that can handle situations and have that internal peace that what they're doing is fundamentally good, that what they're doing may not be perfectly correct, but there's an idea that you're capable of making your own decisions, for better or for worse. And that is lost if you're the child of a narcissist. You end up drifting through life and looking for guidance from outside sources. You're looking for approval from outside sources because you've never developed a core self. You've never developed a self that is integrated, that knows who they are and who other people are. You've gotten into the habit of looking to other people for advice or guidance. And that may be good in moderation, but the difference is that codependent children of narcissists take it to an extreme. It's like when you're playing chess, it's like a chess match. People will play chess, and they may make mistakes, and they may get their queen or their king taken away. But the fact is, they're playing, okay? You, as the child of a narcissist, or as the spouse of a narcissist, or whatever sort of deformed relationship you have with the narcissist, you need somebody to take your hand and to show you which pawn to move in order to function. And that is very dangerous. Think about it. Like, if you need that, that means that in any social context, you latch on to whatever people are around you. And they can be good people, or they could be bad people, or they could be people that are looking out for your best interests, or they cannot be looking out for your best interests. You don't know them well enough to truly take what they're saying on board, but your personality has been constructed in such a way that you need the validation of another person in order to act, or in order to motivate you. And that's very, 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 very dangerous in the long term. That is very dangerous, because you invite a bunch of wackos into your life that way. And people that are not like you, that don't know what you like, and will impose their version of events on you, that is not organic to you, because you don't have a core persona. And the question is, what do we do about it? Like, I'm sick and tired of telling people about what happened to them in the past, because it can help them understand the past, but it won't help them move forward. And I was thinking about this the other day. Codependents, because they're addicted to external cues, need to self-isolate and need to understand the thought processes that belong to them versus the thought processes that belong to other people. So many times when you leave the narcissistic family unit, or you become estranged from your primary narcissistic person, whoever that is, maybe it's an ex-husband, your neurons will fire. There will be thoughts coming into your head that are replicas of what the narcissist projected onto you. So you may think, oh, this is too hard for me, or I'm never going to be able to do this, or this is just beyond me, or I don't have time for this, and what kind of person does this? So you have these negative frequencies coming into your space, into your mind. And what they're a reflection of your past relationship with this toxic individual, because they're almost always negative. In order to countervail them, you need to know your motivations. Why are you doing things? And it seems very trivial, but try to ask yourself throughout the course of the day, why am I doing this? Like, why am I cooking? Why am I showering? It sounds very weird, but like, why am I showering? Why am I cleaning? Why am I looking for this job? Why do I want to go to this school? Why do I want to do X, Y, or Z? And the reason why you need to ask yourself why is because that gives you an identification. That allows you to know who you are as a person, or it gives you access to your motives. Because when future narcissists try to assign motives to you that don't belong to you, let's say future narcissists say, oh, well, you're really selfish because you're, going for your career instead of having children, or something like that, you will be able to access and identify the thought processes that made you take this decision. And when you already have access to them, it's like building a fortress. you can repel thought processes that don't belong to you. So you understand ahead of time that you are not selfish, that you are doing this because you don't want to be a burden. Video later.